In this episode of the Kita Anime Podcast, beach episode and a movie,
Something will happen.
called it, all that more, coming up. The show begins in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the Kita Anime Podcast with Dito and Ktdata. The Kita Anime Podcast is brought to you by Dito's Tupperware, where he left it in our car from our trip. So make sure you guys check out ktdata.net's coverage of CS 2014, kicking off with a special episode of the Kickcast at ktdata.net. Hey everybody, welcome to the Kita Anime Podcast. I am Ktdata.
And I'm Dito, the one who left his Tupperware in the car for CES.
You totally didn't know I was going to do that.
No, I contacted Basal about that yesterday. Yeah. I'm just like, well, if you really want the contents inside, you're more than happy to help yourself to it.
So let's see. Let me open this up. So here's your Tupperware right here. And there's actually still 2 Rice Krispie things in here.
I don't know how many was left in there, to be honest. So I'm not sure if he actually ate some or not.
There's 2 in there, so I'll return it with the Rice Krispies.
Yeah, you can have them if you want.
It's nice Tupperware, dude. I like the snaps on it. So you don't have to pull off the lid. Anyways, if you guys have never seen the Kita Anime Podcast, the whole idea behind this is Dito and I...
Tupperware.
Yeah, we go out, watch a couple episodes of anime, come back, and discuss. Sadly, we're saying goodbye to one of the series we're watching tonight because it just wrapped up. If you guys at home are wondering, wait. I haven't seen any of these animes. I don't want you to spoil anything for us. Well, just pause the show. Head on over to ktdata.net. Look for episode 5 of the fall 2013 season. And you will be able to find the shows and watch them.
I still think this should be the winter. I still don't understand how this is
because
fall.
All the anime started in the fall.
I know, but still, it's like we're already starting up with like
the next one,
spring and stuff.
The next one's going to be winter because all the shows technically start in winter. Winter doesn't end until like March, dude.
I know, it feels like we're behind. It really does feel like we're behind.
We're never behind. If we were, we can't be ahead because if we were ahead, that means somehow we're doing the show before the anime airs, and that just doesn't make sense.
That makes perfect sense. What are you talking about?
All right, let's jump into our... Well, actually, Dito, it feels like I've just seen you a couple days before.
Yeah, deja vu?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like we were stuffed in a tin can with each other for 6 hours.
Nah.
Never happened. All right.
You could only videotape me when I was sleeping on the way back. That's all. I saw your Twitter post. You're
like, you'll never catch me. I'm like, hey, he's passed out. Bing! Just taking advantage of the situation. All right.
You were.
Let's just jump into our first anime right now. And our first anime of the night is Outbreak Company and is brought to you by antiperspirants. Be careful when you use them. You might just wake the dragon. And no, that's not a euphemism. So last episode, we had a Made in Japan. We repeat the Shut-ins Alliance's pledge, or the Hikamori, and we love omelet rice art.
Yes. Oh, I do.
Who doesn't love some ketchup art, right? We still got to find somebody who's a ketchup artist. There's got to be someone out there, right?
I bet you we could find one if we really tried.
All right, so Dito, I'm going to make you dig back deep into the recesses of your mind and remember the episode of Outbreak Company where they had a soccer match or football for the rest of the world.
Football.
You remember that?
Vaguely. I mean, it's kind of compacted on a bunch of stuff with CES and all that stuff, and then being stuck in a tin can with you, you know.
All right. So if you remember back then, vaguely, the Japan Defense Force guys, they filmed the match. And then you know what happened? The video got out. onto the internet.
They became YouTube famous.
Yeah, and you know what happens when things get on the internet? People are speculating like, oh, is it, and they're worried that their cover might be blown. And what's the best cover story you think we could come up with?
Another cover story.
Viral marketing for a fantasy movie coming up. Right? Right? The special effects look so good. It's almost real. It's a genius idea, right?
Yeah, especially when you're talking about in animation, when they're animating animation where it makes it almost look real.
Oh, yeah. So they decide to make a movie, essentially, a fake movie. What I think is hilarious is they have to film the scenes twice. One time where they're actually, using real magic and everything, no effects, just, the real deal, capturing it on for the main movie. And then they have to go back, film the scenes again to make it look like they were doing it for special effects to be added later for the behind the scenes documentary on there, so they could leak that out and people be like, oh, so that's how they did that. Interesting. Interesting.
Because in real life, we don't have magic, really.
Yeah.
Only when editing and Photoshop.
It's secrets. Don't let out our secrets. It's all secrets, man.
Since when?
Yeah, and I love it because they're all dressed up as, actually this is probably the fanboy's dream because all these like mystical fantasy characters are now wearing everyday clothes.
Yes, they are. And the funny thing is too is like they're not used to it. None of them are ever using to wear real clothes.
Yeah.
And when they do, they have to make modifications.
Yeah. And the funny thing is when what's his name accidentally walks into their dressing room and they're all undressed. Talk about like seriously?
No modesty whatsoever.
Well, they had modesty. They just didn't want to stay modest.
They're excited. Leaving them alone.
Oh man. And then they decide that every movie, especially with the Hobbit movie that just barely came out, Desolation of Smaug, with what is his name? Flipper Bitch Cumberbun or whatever. On there as the voice of the dragon. You got to have a dragon in your movie, right? And
yeah, it's not a movie without a dragon.
Yeah, they just happen to live in a world where there are real dragons that just, they're a little bit of the connoisseur of the smells, right?
Yeah.
They're a little sensitive to spray-on antiperspirant, which I swear I have not seen anybody use in quite some time. I mean, seriously, when was the last time you saw somebody using spray-on deodorant?
When I was in junior high.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I was the one using it.
Dito used to soak himself in Axe. You're one of those guys.
No, that wasn't Axe. You remember Axe was like after 2000. Junior high was like 96.
I'm just giving you some credit, but okay, fine. Show your age. Whatever.
I like anyone here doesn't know my age.
Whatever. All right. So, after that, the dragon comes out, and we see the power of the Japanese self-defense force. For a self-defense force, they're packing a lot of firepower, don't you think?
Nah, they don't have like, tanks and stuff like that to repel dragons and everything itself. But at the same time, too, it kind of dawned on me that they were using this as kind of a tool saying that we have the power to repel dragons better than you.
And that dragon's got some tough armor. Come on. You get like 6 tanks shooting at him, countless rounds of assault rifles shooting at him. Wasn't there even like a couple mortars they were shooting at him?
Yeah, they were.
And some flak guns shooting crap at him, and this dragon's still like, can't get me.
It's like, that kind of tickled. I'm getting away. This is no longer fun.
It's like, this is boring. I'm going to go to the cool dragon party now. Go eat some princesses or something. Yeah.
The Cool Dragons Club. Peace.
Yeah. So after everybody kind of decides, all right, that's a wrap. we find out something that Dito and I have gotten over is the fact of seeing yourself on a screen and hearing yourself. But
Yeah.
Patriarchica didn't seem to react the same way.
As a matter of fact, she kind of cut the movie that no one could ever see, and yeah.
And banished the movie, locked away into the Disney vault, never to arise again until 50 years later, a commemorative Blu-ray 50th anniversary remastered 4 times over comes out.
Speaking of coming back from the depths of 50 years being remastered, look who's in the chat today.
Oh, Coons. He missed all the body pillow talk already. That was pre-show.
Pre-show stuff.
Yeah. So, what do you do after you film a movie, Dito? You know, it's stressful. You got to be up all hours, do takes multiple times, and, you had a real dragon attack you, and you had to, drop half of the,
Get piss-ass drunk.
They're mostly underage.
Then how about, I know,
Beach episode!
I don't know if we could make that sound like any more pathetic.
We'll fix it in post.
We fix it post.
I mean, come on. You knew this was coming. This anime quintessentially makes fun of every aspect of anime. Why wouldn't it make fun of the beach episode?
It's like a beach episode. No one's going to beach episode. Making fun of it's a beach episode because it's beach episode. That's a lot of beach episode.
Yeah, it's like Inception, really, because they mention the beach episode in the beach episode and aspects of the beach episode to the beach episode.
Because it's a beach episode.
Mm-hmm. And there was a couple guards with a Canon 5D and a telephoto lens.
Yes. For protecting purposes, of course.
Yes, they're guarding them. It takes 3 of them to guard their commander and plot.
With plot and cameras and telephoto lenses and yeah.
And what's the best way to become chairman for life?
Suck up severely. Or in this case, take credit for a swimsuit.
Yes. Imagine your title. How'd you become chairman? Well, I was on the council of swimsuits to find our 12-year-old queen a swimsuit. We looked through many different designs, colors, makes, and models when we finally decided to pick one in black so she could remain with her royal essence, and one that wasn't too provocative because she is our queen, and some things we should not be able to rest our eyes on. And we also decided to add a nice touch by putting her name on the chest. Just can you imagine that? And that is how I became chairman for life.
I just want to say that it's creepy beyond reason. That was really creepy.
Oh, come on. It wasn't as bad as what they showed in the anime. They spent, like, if you pieced it together, probably a third of that anime is just 5 old guys in a dark room looking at, like, swimsuit catalogs and just going, I just summed it up into one thing.
That was terrible.
What's that terrible? I'm here to report the truth, and that was in that episode. You can't even lie about that.
I'm not lying. I'm just saying the way that you did that was terrible.
I was channeling the inner old man. What's wrong with channeling the inner old man?
So in the next future years, KT is going to become 5 perverted old men sitting in a small room discussing swimsuits.
I don't think I could do it because I couldn't keep a straight face like they did. That would be my downfall. It's because all of them were like,
it's that one particular that was talking about the school swimsuit and how he kept a straight face.
Like, I don't think I could do it. I honestly couldn't do it on there. So that was good, and they had tons of homages. They even some recent ones like that haircutting anime was one of them.
Crimson Edge.
That was always good, and then there's just been way too many magical girls that are all blending in together for me. They all look
that's why it's just best to say magic girl genre.
Like, isn't Precure like the de facto magical girl anime on right now?
Right now I'm not too sure because there is what was that? Madoka?
Yeah, there's Madoka, there's Pretty Cure or Precure as people call it. There's a lot of them now. Before it was just Sailor Moon, and now everybody wants to be the next Sailor Moon. Even Sailor Moon wants to be the next Sailor Moon. That's why they're coming back.
Yeah, Summer? I think Summer is the new Sailor Moon series is like after Sailor Moon. So
Yeah.
Sailor Moon after Sailor Moon.
Speaking of new animes, we're losing one. So, let us know what animes you guys want to watch for the winter season. Ktdata.net. All right, let's jump into our next anime, which is a sad one because we have to say goodbye to it too.
Yes.
And our next anime is No Kome, and it is brought to you by...
Delays because I did not do that.
Scroll.
Scroll. And it's brought to you by No Comb D. Drifting vans and not spilling the drop of water like a pro.
That was an
That
homage
was not
to
it. That was not polished at all.
Oh, that was totally an homage to Initial D. Get it? No Kome D. Comedy.
No. I'm going to move on now.
Hey, I'm proud of that one.
I'm not. Our last episode, the freshman grand orientation battle finally happens. Chocolate regains a part of her memories just to get close and personal with Kanade, and the harem is complete.
Wing! I'll say, okay. So, if one beach episode wasn't enough for you, Dito, how about two more?
So we're having a beach episode bonanza.
Yeah! So much beach episode in this episode of the Kita Anime Podcast. Aren't you excited?
It's coming out of our ears.
Oh, man. Yeah, they decided to go to a water park after they won the grand challenge in the previous episode. What are the chances you think the other girls are going to show up somewhere, even though they lost?
They kind of have to. I mean, it's not really the show if you can't include everybody. And since this is the last two episodes of the show, let's just include everybody.
Everybody is in there. White Meat makes a return with White Meat's little sister, White Neat. And
that's so bad.
Yeah. Apparently you hardly ever can see White Neat. She's a rarity. I wonder why. Neat.
Not saying a thing.
The crazy perverted neighbor lady shows up. Who else am I missing?
So we have Plot versus Justice. We have...
Okay, actually, let's break that down. What happened? Like, Emoto versus Silicon. I don't understand why they put that in this episode. I don't know what happened between the battles. I just know it happened. And I'm like, what?
I don't know. It's just like this war between, Emoto versus Silicon just broke out in the last 3 episodes and just started escalating for no apparent reason.
They have their own armies now, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it just happened. Anyways.
Is that how you explain a lot of things, Dito? It just happened?
Anime logic. It just happens. That's the only way you can break it down.
I was like, I literally was just staring at the screen like, what did I just see?
What did I just miss? How'd it come to this all of a sudden?
Yeah. It's like, why are there guys with ball gags in their mouth, pyramiding, and then other guys pyramiding and just having a battle royale? Where'd they get the samurai swords from? I was so confused.
Well, Since this is our last episode, too, we do have a bit of questions, don't we?
Yes. We do have a couple questions, but one thing that we learned that Kanade, sometime in his previous episodes before this anime started, he decided never to make decisions that would force someone's feelings upon him. Oh, what a softie. What a softie.
What horrible decision.
And then
anyways,
did I call this too? I told you Kokobayan was like somewhere involved with the questions and whatnot. I told you the president she was pulling the string somewhere in the background. They didn't explain it, but she's in on the loop. She knew about Zugzwang. She knew about the challenges. She knew about cheating. Just saying. I think
I must have missed that. I must have missed you saying that.
I remember I said it. I said the president was something on there. And
I just must have missed you.
what I love about this is like halfway through the episode, he's like, "Oh, it's almost time to go home," and then they spend another entire episode at the beach. I'm like, liars. Kanade can't tell time because it was an analog watch. That's why.
Yeah, it's probably because and it got wet.
Yeah. All right. This is the last time we're gonna do this. I'm kind of sad about it, but let's end it with a bang. The No Kome Questions of the Week.
Week.
All right, Dito. You finally get a day off at the water park with all your female friends. They may or may not have a crush on you. You must do one of the following. Number 1, achieve absolute serenity. You have reached total zen. Life is good. And then you explode. Let's see if I can say this right. Aletheolalia, which is the inability to stop yourself from speaking what you truly feel. And number 3, travel beyond the galaxy. Choose.
Well, as much as I would love to achieve absolute serenity, then explode and travel.
You know what that essentially
galaxy
is? You eat like the perfect bean burrito, and then those beans start talking.
And they don't talk quietly either. Matter of fact, that's worse than absolute choice. It's like it's just absolute. It's not even absolute choice. It's absolute judgment there.
I think that's the real world equivalent right there.
Probably. And since I don't want to say that word too,
that's the only reason you're not going to pick it, because you don't want to say it.
Yes, that is the only reason. I think I'll achieve absolute serenity and then explode.
Oh, you don't want to travel beyond the galaxy to a whole new galaxy or into deep space and freeze to death?
I'd rather explode.
Okay. So if you guys have a good bean burrito recipe, please send it to us at ktdata.net so we can help Dito achieve his goal.
I will explode on air.
That's why we do it over Skype.
Yes, because, cleaning up this is easier than cleaning up his place. Alrighty, KT. While in the changing room at the water park, you must choose one of the following swimsuits: Japan size, loincloth, or full frontal nudity.
Okay, one question. How cold or how hot is it outside in the water park?
Well, if you're considering that you're going to be swimming, I'm pretty sure it's about summer, so it'd be pretty warm.
Yeah, is it really warm, or is it is it like almost 100 degrees, or is it more like a nice balmy 70 to 80?
Quit splitting hairs.
No, it would affect my decision. Like, I totally would do the full frontal nudity if it was between the 70 and 80, because, but if it's near 100, I don't want to burn the boys down below you, if you get my drift.
Well, you do have a canopy, an Asian canopy.
I'm not gonna pick Japan size. I don't like having text on my swimsuit. It's it detracts above.
You might get some of the ladies that way too. At least question you.
I actually might use the loincloth, because then I could they could, I could do the, old school, like Asian squat with the loincloth on next to the pool. Like, relaxation. No? Not feeling it?
I'm just thinking of Japanese loincloth, and it's just making me laugh. I don't ask me why, but I can picture you doing that.
Oh, that disturbs me that you're picturing that.
Success.
All right. While you're in the water park, you're with your teacher, Utage, who just happens to look like a 12-year-old girl, FYI. You must do one of the following. Playing airplane, so, like how you lift a kid up and down. You shout, Utagi-chan, upsy daisy. Or suckling, you mutter, yum hum hum, mama Utagi-chan. Which one do you pick?
That is...
Those voice intonations are required.
Intonations are required.
So you gotta either go, Utagi-chan, upsy daisy. Or you gotta go, yum hum hum hum, Utagi, mama Utage.
Just because I feel of the lesser of two evils, we played airplane going, Utagi-chan, upsy daisy.
Okay. Sure, take the safe way out on that one.
No, it's the lesser of two evils. It's like, she's obviously older, obviously going to kick my butt, and saying Mama Utagi is going to get me killed.
Maybe she might appreciate it. Sane.
Probably not. Considering her personality from the show.
You never know until you try.
Alrighty. One of your craziest missions is to keep yourself from answering the crazy questions. You are holding your feminine friend.
Feminine?
Feminine. What? You want me to say female? Say feminine. Leave him alone. Feminine friend up by onion gunpoint. You must decide what to do with the following. Shoot your...
You didn't look at these questions during the anime, did you?
No, it's I can't say this was because I got the image in my head when I was watching this.
I copied the one exactly out of the anime, and this was a question.
Because I laughed this hysterically too reading these. Just so you know, everyone. Shoot up your own butt with a was it decouple?
Yeah.
Decouple strength iron onion enema, or shoot up your own nose a double strength of naza option or onion enema.
Oh, that should have said nasal.
Left
off an L.
I'm like, what's naza? Nasal.
It's double strength, at least concentrated onion smell. I actually would have to probably say up the nose because my sinuses actually right now feel, sort of slightly clogged up and a little, I wouldn't mind clearing up the sinuses so I can actually breathe properly. So I'm killing two birds with one stone if I do it that way.
Just hope you're not allergic to onion.
Yeah, that would be bad. But, the only thing I would be a little worried about is since I have a squirt gun is being able to get enough super concentrated onion in both nostrils. Because, you don't want the thing where, like, one of your sinuses is clogged and the other one's, like, perfectly clear, right?
Well, the sinuses are up here and your nose does connect up here.
Yeah, but, you want an equal distribution. You don't want, like, one side to favor the other.
Yeah, just
are you telling me you've never
had...
one
nostril out the other.
Are you telling me you've never had a cold where, like, you could breathe out of one nose and the other one you couldn't?
No, never.
Lie. Liar! All right. In an attempt to complete your mission of making your friend cry, both of you are now in a haunted house. Your friend is so scared she is acting hysterically like a baby. Like, wah, wah, wah. Carrie, that kind of bad. You're at the hallway forks. You must decide. You go to your left, you escape quickly, but you abort your mission to make your friend cry, so you probably still have to answer a ton of these questions. You go right. Your friend will be hysterical for a long time, even after you get out of the haunted house. Decide. Come on, Dito. Left or right? Left or right?
I'm dyslexic.
Left or right? Left or right?
So if I choose left, I go right. If I choose right, I go left. So that means if I go right, I have a quick exit, but if I go left, I have a hysterical friend. You know, you really did give me the worst question ever, right?
No, I didn't add numbers to this one.
Numbers have been easier. um,
Quick and easy, or long and daunting? Dun dun dun.
quick and easy is always the easiest thing to do, right?
Oh.
Ah.
So, by that logic, you're going to take your right, which is actually a left, which is the quick and easy route, correct?
But then in lexic terms, is it really correct? Because it's my other left.
Is it
Come on.
It's incorrect. There you go. Is that incorrect, Dito?
Is it correct to be incorrect? I think we're confusing everybody now.
We confuse people normally, Dito. It's normal in these episodes.
Yeah, we're trying to explain our lexic logic. Or at least mine.
All right, Dito, finish off with the last no Comey question ever. Unless they make a season 2, and I'll watch it.
Which is weird because there's only 10 episodes that make a season 2. But anyways, KT, you have achieved the ultimate love triangle challenge. And now, here, all 3 of your crushes are circling you. You must pick one of the following girls to confess to. The girl who lives with you and eats all your sweets all the time. The girl who is vibrantly abusive to you and can't tell you her true feelings. The girl who is carefree, rich, and open to you. Or 4, the water park. Something happens.
I don't know what the something is, right? Could be anything.
Something happens.
This could be a friendship breaker. You know, thinking about it, all 3 of them probably pretty good friends. And I have to pick one of them. See, if I pick the girl,
Remember, you have to keep his original thoughts, his original decision on top of this.
Let's see. Girl that lives with me, that might become awkward because we live together. Girl that beats me a bunch might take it the wrong way and I get a foot up my newly cleaned nostrils. Girl who's carefree, she has a lot of plot. But then she could publicly shame me forever. Or...
She is rich after all.
Yeah, she is. Rich can hire a lot of bodyguards.
Or a lot of attorneys.
Yep. Or both. Or the
Why
water
not
park.
all 3?
Water park that, see, the water park gives me the option that they all could, oh man, this is tough. Quiet one, outgoing one, live with one. I think I'm going to roll the dice and take the random answer. Number 4, the water park. Something happens. So, Dito, what is that something?
Well,
I worry since I didn't script this.
I didn't script this either. Well, are we going to take the ultimate decision way of doing it, or should we just make something up?
You're asking the question, so you decide. Dun, dun, dun.
That's unfair. Making me decide on something you just answered. Well, something happens and we end the show. Next
Done!
That's
what a great transition, Dito. What happens? It's the end of this episode of the Ktdata Anime Podcast. Whoa! Not. We go on to our next anime, which is this one right here. And our next anime is Log Horizon, and it is brought to you by the Banhammer, because none shall pass. So in our last episode, food, and money that you get from selling food.
That's pretty much like, that really was always what happened last Time is food.
All right, so Shiroe has gone out and invited all the major guild leaders, whether they be attack guilds, merchant guilds, or just support guilds. All of them have come to a gathering around a round table.
How fitting.
Yes. Shiro's pretending he's King Arthur. That's what he's doing.
And they even established this as the round table committee.
Yep.
Because it's kind of awkward to be around a square table because, talking to the kitty corner over there's, yeah.
Except most of the time when you go to a meeting, table square, isn't it?
Four square?
And so what's interesting on this is that Shiroe, with his guild of 4, is talking to all these guild members that have 2,000-3,000 in each guild, respectively, And so one of the guilds actually walks away because they're like, this is stupid. But everybody else is standing there and it's like, how are we going to make everybody cooperate? And Shiroe is just like, well, you know that building that you're in right now? I kind of own it.
This is kind of my territory now where I now have access to all your monies and guilds.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, it's like, I can't take the money out of the bank, but you can't get to the bank. Can't get into your guild hall. Oh, can't make more people join. So, yeah, you're going to listen to what I say.
But of course, he didn't say it like that. He's mere just saying that, we need to change stuff. So in order to change something, we must kind of create order because, see, I can already do this. So what's stopping me from controlling you all?
Buying the all. And I told you, I called it. I told you he was going to buy the guild hall. I called this one. Called it.
They're talking about they want to purchase the subway systems and stuff like that. Man, why don't they just take that? It'd be cooler. It'd be like Ninja Turtles.
I told you. I remember they're like, what are he's going to do with that 5 million gold? I'm like, well, he could buy the guild hall. And you're like, no, why would he buy the guild hall? I'm like, I think he's going to buy the guild hall. Look, he just bought the guild hall.
You know how to scrape a cheese grater toward an assaulted wound, don't you?
Yes.
And then throw lemon in it.
Hey, how often are my predictions right? Very rarely. So I'm just relishing in it, relishing it.
Oh, now you're putting relish in it too.
Yeah. Just next to the ketchup and mustard. I got to relish all of that.
Why the hell are you turning my arm into a sandwich now?
Because food.
Because food. The manwich.
The deedwich.
That's going too far.
All right. And then what's even more interesting is, remember those NPCs, the people of the land?
You mean the land of the people? People of the land?
Yeah. You remember?
Dystexia?
Yeah. You remember all those people out there that everybody kind of didn't treat well because they thought they were just computer programs?
No. Just kidding. Yeah.
Guess what? They have personalities, they have backstories, and they know how to band together, and they're actually a lot more organized than we think. There's a whole kingdom of them out there right now. And all the adventurers have not been playing nice with them because they've been treating them as second-class citizens when they should probably be equals.
Yeah, because you know how it is with like lower-class people too. It's like singularity, not much of a threat. But when you get a lot of them together, you should probably be worried.
Yeah, they have a king and, whole royal family and everything, so they got to have an army somewhere, right?
Right?
Yeah. And Shiroe and a lot of the other guild leaders are noticing that there are more people of the land in the city in Akihabara right now, especially after they've kind of, set these laws, set out these rules that people are following, and they're kind of worried that a war may be coming forth.
Maybe.
Dun, dun, dun.
But just prepare. Let's make a round table just so we can make sure this maybe not happen. But with all that said and done too, why not end a very long, hard week of uniting all of Akihabara with curry?
Yummy, yummy curry. It's everybody's favorite.
Yes, apparently. It's like so much curry that you will never want to go back again.
Yeah. I mean,
Because food.
yeah, because food. Pretty much. Like you rule the world of Log Horizon through food.
Food.
Yep. I don't know. This was the first half of Log Horizon. I felt really good about it, dude. Warm and
First,
fuzzies ish.
first half, we still have like 2 episodes for first half because I think this is going for a full 24.
Yeah, close enough. Like this, it finishes the first story arc essentially, and I left with good warm and fuzzies. And I'm hoping that it doesn't take the sword art route, where this first half is so good, and then they just kind of call it phone it home on the second half of the anime.
ET phone home.
You know, just because that's what they did with sword art, and people don't agree with me. Just like people don't agree with me that I think Attack on Titan's stupid.
Rev.
But yeah, I really hope they keep going with this. You know, like this impending war, and seeing how they can get the NPCs seen and as equals seems like an interesting thing, and to see how Log Horizon is going to grow as a guild itself, because Shiro is probably smart enough not to just nilly willy add more members to it. So right now they're at 6 with the 2 kids. So is he going to pick up some of the old members of the Tea Party, or what is he going to do?
Yeah, because we haven't met them all yet.
Yeah, and is he going to become a war general and fight, or is he going to become a peacekeeper and live in harmony? And there's so many aspects of this you can
And shoot onion up his nose.
yeah, shoot. There's so many different aspects that they can explore, because haven't really delved into how they got stuck in this world in the first place too. That's another thing. And there are other kingdoms out there outside of Akihabara that we haven't seen either. So it's like I see this. There's so much potential in this anime, and I hope they keep up how they're going through it, and not just go, oh, they're gonna get logged out and logged into another game, and Atkakusi and Nyanya no longer have powers, and they're just trapped in a cage. That would suck.
They have lost all their abilities and now stuck in a cage. Yeah.
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 So that's all a Log Horizon right there. If you guys agree, disagree, just let us know. Kita@ktdata.net is email. Facebook.com/ktdatanet if you do the Facebook thing, or at ktdata on the Twitter thing, or on Google Plus, Kita Anime Podcast. Let us know right there. And for all of you guys who didn't hear the ad at the beginning of the show, make sure you guys pay attention to ktdata.net, because our CES coverage will start rolling out very, very soon, starting with a special episode of the KitCast, because we didn't record a live episode of the KitCast since every single host was in Vegas, including Drew. That's right, Drew was there, and he actually had time to record interviews. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, and he also stage bombed me.
I told you to find him, but you never came back.
He booed me off the stage.
He's like, get out of here. I'm a professional over here.
Yeah, he literally did say that.
But I love both of you guys. So, I don't say it enough. Thanks for coming to Vegas with me and running around this giant convention interviewing strangers. It's always
It was fun. I wasn't. Those only 2 days I wasn't drinking.
It's always fun. Yeah, I had to intoxicate him to get in. So our next episode is going to be January 28th, 2014. Please come watch live. I love seeing people watch live. I know the video player on Justin TV is a lot laggy, but I still love seeing your conversations, and we'll chat afterwards and before the show too. Why not? It's all fun right there. You can find that at ktdata.net/live for the live stream, and ktdata.net proper for everything else. So, Dito, you got anything to plug before we say toodaloo?
But also watch out too. Now I'm getting more time so I can finish up my Saber review. Also, I do have 3 others coming out too. So it'll be like another two other reviews for let's see, one Real Bone action figure, and also the Steins Gate Figmas.
Fancy.
Yeah, so check those out too. I'll have those up within some time.
Yep. All right, guys. We will see you in 2 weeks, unless you want to watch the Kickcast next week or tomorrow. Hopefully that special episode will be out then. But till later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.